Let's see. So what am I talking about today? I think what I want to offer today is something that surprises me. Surprised me last week. I finally committed to go to an hour-long meditation session, and I really have been avoiding meditation since I started practicing yoga. So like, I guess 7 years now. Because I've made the assumption that it's going to be hectic, that my mind's going to be spinning, that I'm going to just feel more overwhelmed if I'm sitting and just thinking my own thoughts. But something that the meditation leader offered, if you guys have never meditated with Momo, she's wonderful, I highly recommend. But she offered that we can use our brains to train our brains. So that little voice that's spinning, we can have a conversation with that voice that's spinning in our head. And we want to assume that voice is right. Like, oh yeah, I can just listen to that voice. Or we can have a conversation with that voice and kind of try to unwrap what that spinning sensation is coming from in our mind. So very positive meditation experience. I assumed it would be horrible. So when we make assumptions about how something's going to be, oftentimes we can prove ourselves wrong when we actually just do the thing. So maybe the assumption today was that yoga is going to feel hard in your body today, and that is fine, and it might, but it might not. It might end up feeling really good in your body too. So letting ourselves be surprised, letting the assumptions not get in the way of trying something that might actually be super beneficial. So we will get started on our backs. If you want to move there. And start to ground the whole back side of your body down into your mat. And then take out some extra space this morning so you can take your legs out nice and wide, maybe arms out nice and wide towards the sides. If it feels good, you can flip your palms down towards the ground. If you want a gentle opening for the shoulder and chest, you can flip your palms open towards the sky. Heavying through the back side of the body as you arrive in your space this morning. And so that practice of not making assumptions, it leads us to just show up in every moment for possibility for whatever it's going to be. Not assume it's going to be one way or the other, that we're going to be able to do one thing or the other. And so as you have a little bit more through the back side of the body, enjoying the support of the earth, just notice what points of your body are connected to the ground. And then start to breathe some air into the front side of the body, starting to build that energy up towards the sky. And filling up a little deeper with each round of breath through the belly, the lungs. And then releasing that air gently. And just a couple more rounds of your breath. And then we'll start to find some movement. And so from your Shavasana shape, slowly start to hug your knees and towards your chest. Some compression for the hips as you guide the knees just a little bit closer. And then extend your legs up towards the sky. So heels point up towards the sky, toes come down towards your face. Just noticing any sensation showing up in the back sides of the thighs this morning. You can bend your knees deeply towards your chest. And then re-straighten the legs any amount. Working to keep your shoulders nice and heavy, arms can plant down at your sides. And from here, we're going to lower the legs down towards an angle. So just a little hover point, some gentle challenge, not full intensity in the abdominals just yet. So as you find that challenge point, you're going to start to slide your right foot down the inside edge of your left leg and then slide it back out. So maybe you want to lower the legs just a little deeper, taking that zippering motion towards the center line of the body. We'll stay on this side. If that feels like plenty, stay there. Maybe you lift the back of your head off the ground, keeping your arms lifted at your sides. Just a couple more times on this side, gliding the right foot down the left leg. And then we'll extend both legs once again. Drop the back of the head if it's lifted. Draw your knees into your chest. We'll take it straight to the other side. Lift both legs up towards the sky. Find your little hover point, maybe a little higher, maybe a little deeper. From here, keep the back of the head down or maybe lift it. We'll start to take that zippering motion with the left foot leading now. Nice, slow, gliding motion. Try to keep that left knee coming straight towards the chest. Might be a tendency for that leg to want to kind of bow outwards. Use the abdominals to keep your balance. And then just a couple more times to glide that foot down. And reach. Last time to glide it down. Extend both legs, hold the lift if you're there. And then release everything down, grasp for your knees. One last little bit of heat building for the core. From here, then start to lift your nose up towards your knees, so creating a little ball shape at the center of the mat. We'll take an inhale to open and expand, reach arms and legs. And then an exhale to hug the knees in. Inhale, expand. Exhale, hug in. So legs can come up towards the ceiling, arms can come up towards the ceiling, or arms and legs can come at more of an angle. Building that heat 2 more times, reach. And hug to center. Last time to reach. Hug to center and hold that little tiny ball. And then release, arms and legs, soles of the feet plant. Let the abdominals fall heavy, like the belly button could fall through the spine. And take your feet out as wide as the mat. Little windshield wiper motion through the knees, side to side. We'll come back towards center, heels come back in line with the hips. Press through your heels, just a couple rounds of bridge. Reach the pelvis up towards the sky. And then slowly lower back down. Just working to unlock the fronts of the thighs here for a moment. You can take that lower and lift a couple more times. And then as you're ready, we're gonna make our way up towards a seat. So any way you wanna get there, if rock and rolls feel good, or maybe just lift the spine to stack. Coming towards the center of your mat. We'll take a cross-legged posture as you find your crossed legs. Maybe the ankles cross, maybe just one leg lies in front of the other. Reach your fingertips up towards the sky, big inhale. And then as you exhale, drop your right hand down towards your right, lift left fingertips up and over. Nice side body stretch there. You can really bend into the right elbow to deepen that side body stretch. Drop the left hip just a little heavier. Big inhale. Exhale takes us to the other side, left hand down, right arm up and over. Each gentle inhale rises that side body up towards the sky. Each exhale dips you just a little lower, keep arcing through the right side. Take an inhale to come to center, reach both fingertips high, heavy your shoulders. And then lead yourself forward from the chest. We're gonna bow forward, coming towards a forward fold with crossed legs. Surrendering the weight of your heart down over the crossed legs. Try to stay heavy through your hips. Again, that gentle rise and fall of the chest. Might take you a little deeper into the fold. And then we'll slowly rise back up towards the seat, swap out the cross of the legs. We'll find the balance here, lift your inhale, fingertips rise towards the sky. Exhale, lead from the heart, start to bow forward. So the seat, the tail draws you back, the palms take you forward. Let your forehead, your neck relax. So maybe there's something you're currently making an assumption about, something you're putting off because you think it's too hard or you just don't want to do it. Maybe you don't have what you need to do it. And so today, working on making that mental space that you might be surprised that it might not be as hard as we think it is. Usually it's not once we just do it. And from here, we'll start to stack the spine. Bring your hands on top of your knees for a moment. We're just going to take some gentle rolls of the neck here. Start by bowing your chin down towards your chest. Nice stretch for the back of the neck. Bring the chin back up. And then dip your right ear really nice and gentle over towards the right shoulder. Back towards center. left ear over towards left shoulder. You can make some slow circles, big circles one direction and then the other if that feels good. Nice and slow, nice and gentle. And from here, we're gonna work our way towards a tabletop shape. So always an option to roll over the knees or just make your way there. Once you find your tabletop. We'll start with some lateral movement. So start to rock your weight forwards further into the palms to stretch the back of the wrists. And then rock your weight further back towards the knees. You can kind of sit the seat back towards the heels. So that forwards and backwards kind of rocking movement. You can inhale to guide yourself forwards and exhale to draw your seat back. A couple more times just like that, just syncing up your movement with breath. And then come back towards neutral, come back towards center. We're gonna take that side to side. So like you could expand a belly or expand a balloon on the left side of the body. Imagine that balloon kind of opening up towards the left, kind of opening that left shoulder, left hip over towards the side. And then back through center, take the right side over. So kind of like you're jutting out the center of the right ribs off towards the side. So take that motion side to side. And then we're gonna start to put that all together. So big circles, rock weight forward, over towards the left, back towards the heels, and then towards the right. So rolling the joints of the shoulders, warming up the hips, and then reverse the direction of your circle. And we'll come all the way back towards center. And then we'll come into balance. So start by lifting the left leg long back behind you. And then reach your right fingertips forward in front of you. Really reach through the fingertips, reach through the pointed toes. Take an inhale to extend. And then as you exhale, draw elbow towards knee. Kind of curl the back of the spine as you draw to center, and then reach as you inhale. Slow motion, full breath to draw in. Full inhale to expand. 2 more times, nice and slow to center. And expand. Last time to center. And expand. Push through that left palm, reach through the fingers and toes, and then drop the right hand down to the ground. Re-square your hips, engage the belly, step your left foot between your hands. Coming towards a low lunge here. Keep drawing your weight forwards and down. And then we're gonna keep that kind of forward and backward rocking motion. So take an inhale as you dip the hips forward. And then an exhale, we're coming towards half split. So sit your seat back, start to lengthen the left leg. Inhale to draw yourself forward. Exhale, guide yourself back. 2 more times, draw yourself forward. And back. Last time forwards. We'll shift back towards that half split and hold for a couple rounds of breath. Stay high on the fingertips if you need some more space. You just gently sway the hip side to side, looking for the best sensation in the hamstring. As you find that space, soften a little bit in the neck and shoulders. Can you surprise yourself with the softening power of your breath? Opening up that left hamstring. We'll rock forward, coming back towards the lunge. Walk your hands on top of your left knee. Use that press of the palms into the knee to open the chest, stack the spine. And then really engage through your glutes. So like you're giving yourself a little hug with the strength of your glute muscles. Engage there and then reach fingertips up towards the sky. So that hugging in sensation is going to protect your low spine as you inhale, open the chest, little baby back bend. And then keep that engagement as you exhale, dip your chest forward, fly your arms at your sides. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to bow. 2 more times to reach. And bow. Last time, reach, open the chest just a little further. And then drop the left hand down behind your back. Maybe that right thigh is available to reach for. Working to open through the right side body. Heavy the right shoulder, let the chest do the opening. Big inhale breath. Full exhale, plant your right hand inside of your front foot. Low twisted lunge, reach left fingertips high. You can wiggle your left foot out a little bit wider if that feels good. Drop the hips a little bit, open through the chest, inhale. As you exhale, reframe that front foot with the hands. We'll step back towards tabletop. Tuck your toes under. Take an inhale breath. As you exhale, engage the belly, lift up and back, downward facing dog. Come high on the balls of the feet, lift the heels off the mat, lift the tail a little higher, big inhale. Exhale, drop your knees back down, tabletop. Coming into balance on the second side now, right leg extends behind you. Left fingertips reach forward. As you find that balance, we'll take the draw in and out. So inhale as you reach through fingers and toes. And then exhale, hug to center. Inhale to reach. Exhale to center. 2 more times to reach. Hug to center. Really slow this time. Reach, full extension. Hug to center, squeeze and puff up your spine. And then expand. Drop the left palm down. Keep that right leg lifted. And steady the weight in the palms. Square your hips to the ground. And then step your right foot between your hands. Take a moment to land here. Draw your weight forwards. Draw your gaze forward towards the top of the mat. And sink the hips just a little heavier. We'll take one last inhale, rocking the weight forwards, and then as you exhale, back towards half split on this side. Inhale to rock forward towards the lunge. Exhale back towards half split. And so nice and slow motion, just take it with your breath pace, rocking forwards and backwards. 2 more times through that transition. Next time you find yourself back in the half split, we're going to hang out there for a couple more rounds of breath. Choosing a lift of the chest that feels good. Release the back of your neck. Maybe take that sway of the hips side to side. Notice what's really going on that right side this morning. Using the breath to soften one last round. And then crawl yourself back forward towards a lunge. Walk your hands on top of the front knee. Really push the knee away as you open through the chest. And then again, re-engage through the glutes. So really active engagement there, hugging towards center line. Reach your fingertips up towards the sky. And then an exhale, little baby back bend. Lift your chest towards the sky. Stay for an inhale. Exhale, control from center. Bow your chest forward, fly your arms at your sides. Inhale, open up. Exhale to bow. Inhale to open. Exhale to bow. One more time to open. Peel the chest just a little further, open towards the sky. And then this time, right hand's gonna drop behind your back. Maybe you reach all the way for the back of the left thigh. Maybe you just tuck the right palm behind your back. Either variation, working to open that left side body. Pour a little bit more weight into your front foot. Lean a little further back, inhale. Exhale, left hand plants inside of your front foot. Wiggle your right foot out a little wider if you'd like. Reach right fingertips high. Twisted low lunge. Drop the hips, the weight of the hips a little further. And then open a little further through the chest. Big inhale. Exhale, reframe the front foot with the hands. We'll step back towards tabletop. And then tuck the toes, look back at the knees, slowly lift up and back down dog. From downward facing dog, once again, come high on the balls of the feet. From here, drop the knees down towards the ground. Inhale to cow pose. Exhale to cat. Back to neutral spine, tuck toes, lift up and back down dog. After your inhale, lower the knees down to the mat. Next inhale, cow pose. Exhale through cat. One more time, neutral spine, tuck toes, up and back, down dog. Take an inhale to lift the heels nice and high. Exhale, lower the knees, tabletop. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. From here, we'll rock back towards child's pose, couple rounds of breath. So knees can come out wide or knees can stay together. Lowering down towards that child's pose shape, recatching the heart rate, the breath pace. This book that inspired my exploration of assumptions is the Four Agreements. You may have heard of it. So in the Four Agreements, the author says, we make assumptions about ourselves, and this creates a lot of inner conflict. I think I'm able to do this. You make this assumption, for instance. Then you discover you aren't able to do it. You overestimate or underestimate yourself because you haven't taken the time to ask yourself questions and to answer them. So that just feels very true and very hard to just take that time to answer your own questions, to allow yourself the time to question where your brain is going, the assumptions you're making, because they might be wrong. There might be room for something else. From child's pose, we're going to rise up towards tabletop once again. Take a shake of the hips side to side. Tuck your toes, make your way to down dog. We'll hold in down dog for just a couple rounds of breath, working to guide the chest back towards the thighs. Imagine if my hands were on your lower back, kind of pushing that low back up towards the sky, guiding the chest back towards the legs. Keep pressing down through the palms as you inhale. And then an exhale, drop the knees nice and low. We'll step towards the top of the mat, forward fold. As you come into your forward fold, shake the head yes and no. Really try to release the weight of the head like it's a bowling ball attached to a rope, just swaying in space. From there, take an inhale, halfway lift your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up towards standing, reach fingertips tall. Exhale, arms down at your sides. Heavy through the palms. Flip the palms forward in front of you to open the shoulders. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, lower the shoulders down from the ears. On your inhale, weight comes into your left foot. Reach right knee towards the chest, reach fingertips towards the sky. And then as you exhale, step both feet down, come towards chair pose, drop your arms down at your sides. Taking that slow march side to side, inhale, lift left knee to chest. Exhale, lower down to chair. So slow motion movement here. Working to maintain that balance as you step side to side. Inhaling to lift. Exhaling to lower with control. One more time each side. Last time on the left side, keep that left knee lifted. And then start to kick that left foot out in front of you. So keep a bend in the knee if you need to, maybe straighten that left leg in front of you, and then swing the left leg back behind you, drop your arms down to your hips. So setting up the legs for warrior one now, set up your feet, maybe widen the stance. Keep your hands on your hips, we're gonna start to bend into the front knee, and then take an inhale, come out of that bend. Slowing down the heart rate for a moment here. As we lower down on the exhale, straighten the leg as you inhale. So easing into a depth of the lunge that works in your body this morning. Once you feel like you've found that depth you can hold there, keep hands on hips or maybe reach fingertips towards the sky. If your palms are lifting, take an inhale breath. As you exhale, we're gonna fly the chest forward once again. So the chest dips, arm at your sides. Inhale to reach, fingers tall. Achoo! Inhale here. And then as you exhale, once again, bow forward, fly the arms at the sides. So that same kind of glute control, that hugging towards center line is gonna protect your back as you sway yourself forwards. And then lift yourself up. Last time to dip forwards. From here, we're gonna reframe the front foot with the hands. Keep shifting your weight forwards. You're gonna lift the left leg off the ground. So standing split, drop the crown of the head a little lower, lift that left leg a little higher.
Stay for an inhale breath. As you exhale, drop the left foot back down to the ground, coming back towards your lunge. So high on the fingertips, or maybe palms touch the ground or the blocks. From here, we're gonna lower and lift the back knee. So let that left knee drop to the ground. Keep the toes tucked with control. Lift that left knee up and off the ground. A few more times just like that, lifting and lowering that left knee. Challenging the strength of the left leg, opening through the left hip. Last time to lower, keep that knee down. We're gonna swing ourselves back to tabletop. From tabletop, option to tuck the toes and take a full vinyasa. If you'd like to take any other variation, feel free, maybe a round of cat and cow, maybe a little push-up. We'll meet back in tabletop. As you find your tabletop, tuck toes under. We'll make our way back towards downward facing dog. We'll take those same shapes on the second side. From down dog, again, really press the hips up and back towards the sky. Take an inhale. Exhale to bend in the knees, step or hop top of the mat. From forward fold, inhale, halfway lift your spine. Exhale, fold and stay, rock it side to side, maybe take ragdoll. So really working to heavy the upper body, allowing the hips to lift just a little higher, a little bit more length through the back of the legs. Again, inhale, halfway lift your spine. Exhale, fold. Full inhale breath takes you to standing. Keep your arms down at your sides. Flip the palms forward, heavy the shoulders. Find your balance. Root more through the left foot. Take an inhale, lift the right knee up towards the sky, reach fingertips. Exhale, step down towards your chair. Slow march, side to side, left knee lifts. Lower to the chair. Take it with your breath. Slow motion to maintain the balance. One more time each side. Next time the right knee lifts, keep it lifted up towards the chest. Just a little bit higher, and then maybe kick that right leg long in front of you. Whew. Keep that lift, last inhale, and then as you exhale, step the right foot back behind you. Take your hands to your hips. And so setting up for warrior one on this side. Set up the feet to start. Keep your hands on your hips. Heavy the neck and shoulders. We'll come in and out of the bend in the front knee. And so lowering down on the exhale. Inhale to lift and straighten. Exhale to lower. As you lift and straighten, if it feels okay, you can even bring the left toes up and off the ground, keeping the weight in the left heel. If that feels painful in the left heel, just skip it. As you find a depth you'd like to hold, stay there. Start to reach fingertips up towards the sky. Take an inhale to open the chest gently. Engage the glutes. Exhale, drop your chest forward, fly arms at your sides. 3 full rounds of breath here. Inhaling to reach and open. Exhale to fly. Last time to reach, open the chest just a little further. Fly the arms down at your sides. Frame that front foot with the hands. From here, we'll drop the right knee down towards the ground. Keep those toes tucked. We're gonna lower and lift that right leg. Actually, we skipped our half split on this side. Rock your weight forwards from your lunge. Keep sending the weight forward so you can lift your right leg up and off the ground. Keep dipping the crown of the head lower. Take one last inhale to lift a little higher. Now on the exhale, drop that right foot back behind you. From here, we'll take the lower and lift of the right knee. Feel free to skip it if that's not working for you. Just keep that right knee down. If you're working that lower and lift, try to keep that right leg engaged as you lower the knee down. Lift and straighten the leg. Last time to lower down, we'll come back towards tabletop. Check in for a moment. Is it an assumption that you need a vinyasa? Do you really need a vinyasa? Whatever the answer is, you can take it now or any variation, maybe a cat and cow. We'll land back in child's pose for a couple rounds of breath. For a little bit less heat, you can just sit on the heels, keep your spine stacked tall. Anywhere you go, let your eyes sink heavy to close. Maybe this is a moment to let your brain ask some questions and respond. If it's not right now, just noticing that capacity, that it's possible to do. It doesn't have to be an hour-long session. It could be 5 minutes. Imagining what activities allow you to do that. Maybe it's gardening or cooking. As we give our brain some space to just talk to itself, to train itself that our assumptions might not be true. We might surprise ourselves. If you're in seat or child's pose, we're gonna make our way back down towards tabletop nice and slow. Gentle shake of the hips and tabletop side to side. And then start to heavy the whole weight of the torso down towards the mat. So the tops of the shoulders, the tops of the hips are kind of like tent posts as you drop the weight of the torso down between them. And then reverse that motion, start to puff the backside of the body up towards the sky. So kind of repelling your torso away from the shoulders and hips. Drop the chin towards your chest, stretch through the back of the neck. And then 2 more times like that, if that's feeling good, drop the weight down between the shoulders and hips. And then puff the back of the spine up towards the sky. One last time to lower the torso down towards the mat. And then come back towards your static tabletop. From tabletop, again, tuck toes under, shift up and back, downward facing dog. From here, we're gonna come to 3-legged dog. Inhale to reach your right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, draw knee to nose. 2 more times. Inhale to reach. Exhale, knee to nose. Last time to reach. Knee to nose, curl the spine up towards the sky, and then step your right foot through. So a great place for blocks under the palms if you need a little bit more space. Maybe come up onto the fingertips if that feels better. We're gonna take a variation of a lunge now. So start to straighten the front leg, drop your forehead down over the front knee, and then lower back down into the lunge. Take an inhale, straighten front leg. Exhale, lower down into the lunge. 2 more times, just like that, straighten and lower. Stay high on the ball of the back foot if that helps. We'll lower all the way down, preparing to come all the way up for our high lunge. High on the ball of the back foot, engage through the inner thighs, reach fingertips high. Big inhale, breath. As you exhale, drop your arms down at your sides. Come so high on the ball of the back foot, maybe you shoot yourself forward to lift the left leg off the ground. Hover for a moment, and then drop back down, back toes land, reach your fingertips high. We'll hold here for a moment, and then drop right hand behind your back, maybe start to reach for the back of the left thigh. Opening through the front of the left hip. Big inhale, breath. Revolved crescent lunge. Last full inhale. And then on the exhale, we're gonna pivot towards warrior 2. So drop that back heel down. Keep the arms out wide for a moment and then come out of the bend in the front knee. Bring your hands to your hips. So if the breath has escaped you, try to bring it back down, back to center. Drop into that full bend of the right knee as you're ready. Arms out wide to a T. We're gonna ease towards side angle pose, right elbow down, left fingertips lift up and overhead. You can reach your palm up and overhead, arcing that left side body a little further. Take an inhale breath into the space of your left side body. And then an exhale, reverse warrior. So try to keep a bend in that front knee. Keep lifting for reverse warrior. And then exhale down to side angle. And just one more time to reverse, inhale. Down to side angle on the exhale. From here, we're gonna come back to warrior 2. Reach out through the fingertips. Straighten the front leg fully. Step your back foot in just a little bit. Preparing to descend for triangle pose. Bump your left hip back. Reach as far forward as you can. And then down towards triangle. Right hand can be the base on the shin, maybe on a block, maybe up a little higher on your thigh. Wherever you go, can you keep a little micro bend in that front knee? Inhale to open the left shoulder. And then slow exhale. We're gonna drop the left hand inside of the front foot. So you might come back onto the ball of the back foot or keep that back foot down like warrior one. If this feels like plenty of challenge, a standard pyramid pose, stay here. If you wanna take a twisted version, left hand can stay on the ground or a block, reach right fingertips up towards the sky. We'll stay here, stay lifted for an inhale if you're there. We'll meet back up in pyramid, reframe that front foot, bend into the front knee. We'll step back towards downward facing dog. Gather your breath, inhale to lift the tail a little higher. Exhale, glide forward towards plank. So option to hold plank for a couple rounds of breath or take a full vinyasa. Always an option to come down to the knees. You might surprise yourself with what's here. The capability of the front side of the body. Keep pressing the ground away. Engage the glutes, engage the belly. Last inhale if you're lifted. Exhale to come down to the knees. Shake out the shoulders side to side. We'll sit the seat back towards the heels once again. And then just some circles with the shoulders, so lifting them up towards the ears and then rolling them down. If that motion doesn't feel good, just work on heavying the shoulders. Bringing the attention back towards pace of breath. And from here, inhale, reach your fingertips up towards the sky. Exhale, baby back bend, open the heart. Imagine reaching further through both side bodies. Last inhale to reach. And then exhale to drop your hands in front of you. Coming back towards tabletop. We'll take those same shapes on the second side. As you're ready, tuck your toes under. Shift up and back, downward facing dog. Take your inhale, three-legged dog, left leg high. Exhale, hug knee to chest. Strong breath, inhale to reach. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale to reach. Exhale through the mouth, puff up the back of the spine, step the left foot through. Coming towards that lunge variation, start to straighten the left leg, inhale. Exhale, bend and lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower, stay high on the ball of the back foot. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last time to lift. And lower, setting up for your high lunge. Engage through the inner thighs, lift fingertips up towards the sky. You've got it, stay here, inhale. Exhale. One more inhale to lift the fingertips high. As you exhale, lead with the chest, find some momentum, dip your chest forward, weight in that front foot, maybe lift your back toes up and off the ground. Flying into airplane for a moment. We're gonna drop right back down to the lunge. With control, drop those back toes, lift fingertips high. Revolved crescent, now drop the left hand behind the back, reach through right fingertips. Maybe dip the hips a little lower as you inhale. Exhale to release and open to warrior two. Right heel is down, left foot forward. Come out of the bend in the front knee, bring your hands to your hips. Recover your breath. Maybe find a focal point for the eyes. And then drop back down to your warrior two. We'll take it to side angle, left elbow down, reach right fingertips up and overhead. And then to reverse, right hand down, left fingertips high. Exhale to side angle. Slow motion, inhale, reverse warrior. Last time to side angle. Hold here for a moment. Really open through the heart, through the chest. And then take it to your warrior two. From warrior two, engage the inner thighs, come out of the bend in the front leg. Wiggle that back foot in a little bit, setting up for triangle pose on this side so you can bump your right hip back. Reach left fingertips forward and then down. As you come into the fullness of your triangle pose, Trikonasana shape, use the breath, use the gaze to stay focused. Not making assumptions about what the body can or can't do. Just witnessing what's here right now. Last big breath in through the nose. Exhale to drop the right hand inside of the front foot so you can come back onto the ball of the back foot. Either up on the ball of the back foot or heel down like warrior one. Pyramid pose here. If you want to take it into a twist, right hand can stay down, start to lift left fingertips up towards the sky. Inhale wherever you are. Exhale, left hand lands. Rebend into the front knee. We're gonna step back towards downward facing dog. Lift the hips just a little bit higher. High on the balls of the feet. And then glide forward towards plank. Option to stay here in plank for a couple more rounds of breath. Last opportunity to really forcefully build some heat on the front side of the body. You're staying in plank, keep pressing the ground away, engage the front side of the body. Engage the back side of the body, tuck the tail under just a little bit. Either flow for Vinyasa or drop the knees down. One last round of cat and cow if you'd like. Coming back towards neutral spine and tabletop. And then we'll come back towards the seat on the heels one last time. You can keep your toes tucked under this time. If you have a block or any kind of prop you want to place between the legs, feel free. There may be something under the seat for support. And so we've done a fair amount of upper chest opening, a fair amount of back bending. We're going to come towards an easy entry into camel pose. So come up onto your knees. If you know camel, if you're feeling open, you can go straight there. Otherwise, we'll ease into it by dropping the palms towards the back, the low back, fingertips point down. Start just by pulling the elbows together. So as if you could hide the elbows fully behind your torso. That might feel like plenty on the shoulders. Stay there if you want to. If you want to take it a little bit further, really hug the inner thighs together. You might even place a block between the inner thighs. With or without block, feeling that sensation of hugging inwards. And then maybe you peel the heart open a little further. Keep pressing palms into low back. Maybe you drop your hands back to reach for the ankles behind you. Coming towards whatever version of full camel you'd like to take. This Ustrasana pose. Drop the back of the head if that feels okay on the neck. We'll hold for one more round of breath wherever you are. Working to come out just as slowly as we came in, one hand and then the other back to the low back. Slowly stack the spine, bring the chin back towards centered. Drop your palms down at your sides, slowly sit your seat back towards your heels. Gentle tuck of the chin down towards the chest. So that open-hearted feeling, that's a similar sensation of when we don't make assumptions, when we open ourselves up to the possibility of what's right here. That fleeting feeling, that heart racing feeling. We'll just sit with it for one last full inhale. And then as you exhale, sweep your legs out from under you, coming back towards the seat at the center of the mat. Once you find the center of the mat, grasp for your knees, pull yourself a little further forwards. And then you can keep the grip of the knees to roll all the way back down towards the ground. Hug your knees into your chest. Keep the knees out wider than the torso if that feels good. And then lower both feet down to the ground, either as wide as the mat or in line with your hips. From here, just let the insides of the legs fall open. You can roll onto the outside edge of the feet. Opening gently through the inner thighs. And then reverse that motion so you can start to knock the knees together at center. We'll stretch for the back of the hips there. Keep heavying through the back side of the body. One last time, draw the knees in towards the chest. And lift both legs up towards the sky, just like we started. Heels can reach a little further, toes can come down towards your face. From here, we're gonna lower all the way down towards a final resting shape. So if you want one last abdominal challenge, you can drop the legs together in one unit, maybe hovering for a moment as the legs drop all the way on the ground. Take up some space once again here, legs and arms out wide if that feels good. Now an intentional placement of the palms, maybe upwards to receive some energy, or downwards to ground into what you already have. Imagining that the weight of making assumptions might be able to fall out a little bit from the backside of the body. And the relief of just letting that go for a moment, of experiencing what's right here without prejudgment. As thoughts enter, allowing them to do so, answering questions that are needed. And we'll stay here with breath for 5 more rounds. You're welcome to stay here, restful shape a little bit longer. And that little embryo-like shape on the side of your body, either the left or the right side. And give yourself a little hug in, sending some gratitude inwards. Gratitude for taking this time. Gratitude for this practice. And from your side lying shape, slowly make your way up towards a seat somewhere at the center of the mat. As you find your seat, stack your spine a little bit taller. Draw hands together at heart center, sealing in whatever showed up for you between the space of the palms. This true experience right here. Bring your thumbs up towards the third eye center. Give yourself a little massage. From this third eye center, the place of intuition and truth in the practice of yoga, the teacher and student in me sees and honors the teacher and student in each of you. Namaste. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Beautiful. Great start to the day.